Please pray with me. Loving God, God who reveals yourself to us, reveals new things and new truths to us. We pray that what you have to show us in this story and in my words tonight becomes a blessing that we can share with the world. Amen. I really like the story of the Magi, wise men, three kings, whatever you want to call them. Probably weren't three or kings, but you know. I like it for lots of reasons. I like it because I liked it when I was a small child and we got to dress up and carry little wrapped up presents in the nativity plays. And I like it because in these Magi, these wise people, we've got visitors they've come a long way. They're not from Israel, they're probably not even Jewish. They've got no particular reason to be connected to this Jewish Messiah. But they've come all this way. And I like it because of the number of sermons I heard when I was a teenager, early 20s, trying to explain away the fact that these are astrologers following a star, which these churches just couldn't cope with. You know, this is the sort of churches who thought you went to hell for reading your horoscope. But, you know, these three, these were okay. Their star was the one special star. But need to make it clear that it's not okay normally, but try and explain away these Magi. It was hilarious. But let's face it, Jesus' story is full of things that my church teachers didn't really approve of. You know, starting with unmarried teenage mothers and just carrying on from there. And I did think at the time, I thought, let me get this right, okay. Stars, which, you know, God made, showing the way, that's a problem. Virgin births, that's cool, you know, you've got no conceptual issues there. So, yeah. They had a lot of hard work to try and explain away quite a lot of the Bible sometimes, those preachers. And then on the other hand, I had some other preachers who were explaining that, you know, there's not really any such thing as miracles, and you know, dream interpretation, not really a thing. God doesn't talk to people in their dreams. You know, on the one side, and then I've got these people trying to explain that, yes, God does speak in dreams and calls virgin births, but just not okay with stars. And the whole lot, I felt really rather missing the point. The point is epiphany. It's enlightenment, revelation, realization, the, oh, I get it moments. And there's more than one epiphany to be found in all this. You know, the story had one meaning for the early Jewish believers for whom it was vital that Jesus was the Messiah of prophecy, the fulfillment of the Old texts and prophecies about who and what Messiah was going to be. And that's all very interesting and quite important. Not necessarily earth-moving and shaking for us here. It's not necessarily going to make a big difference to the way we live our lives that Jesus fulfills a particular prophecy in the Torah. Except to remind us that we do in fact owe our entire faith and heritage to the Jewish people. Our Messiah was a Jew, and we've got absolutely no excuse to go around dismissing or excluding that vitally important faith that is part of the journey that God has for us, which is an important message in itself. Then there's the meaning that many of us as Western Christians could do with reminding at times that truth seekers from the East don't have to become Western Christians to have an encounter with Jesus. You know, these guys, they came as astrologers from the East, and they left as astrologers and dream interpreters from the East, very much themselves, but having encountered Jesus. And that's the point, really. The point about epiphanies, about revelations. It's not so much the shape of the message, and it's not so much the understanding you have, how much understanding you have of it. It's what you do about it that counts. Because we all have revelations, realizations, moments, in our own way, in our own time, about whatever's important for where we're going with God. And look at Herod and his advisors and compare them to these magi. They've both received more or less the same epiphany. He who is to be king of the Jews has been born in Bethlehem. And the magi respond, they bring gifts, valuable things, and they came and worshipped a small peasant child. And even though they had expected to find the baby king in a palace in Jerusalem, they kept faith with what their star had told them. This baby was worth their homage and their treasures. Herod, on the other hand, king of the Jews, I'm the king of the Jews. He's thrown into fear. It's a threat, an enemy. Quick, manipulate, lie, kill. Protect himself. They both knew the Messiah had been born. It's what they did about it that mattered. My epiphanies won't be the same as yours. I haven't had the same experiences. We're not all being sent on the same journeys. We don't all necessarily have the same beliefs. My moments tend to be very quiet and very slow, and I tend to subject them to minute examination before I go anywhere with them. I'm not one of life's grab it and run kind of people. But it doesn't really matter. Whether for you Jesus is the incarnate God in the manger, or the teacher of difficult and subversive truths, or the lamb who was crucified, or an inspirational symbol, or the friend you sit and chat with of an evening. It's what we do about it that counts. Faced with a threat to my privileges, what do I offer? Open hands or a closed fist? Herod or the Magi? Faced with what we don't understand, how will we react? Fear or curiosity? Willingness or willful ignorance? This new year is in front of us, 2018. Slowly, it's going to reveal itself to us. We're going to find out what God's got in store. There may well be threats, real and imagined. There will be things we don't understand. There will be calls to action. There will be changes. We may be asked to accept things that we hadn't expected and don't want. Some we will need to resist. Many, I suspect. Some we will need to welcome and defend. Many, I suspect. But in the end, it will not be how much we understood, but how much we did that will make the difference. It'll matter whether we reached out or struck out. It will matter what we gave or kept or took. And I have to be honest, after the last, after 2016, 2017, I am tempted to go into 2018 with my fists up. I've been sucker punched by 2 years in succession. I'm not much inclined to give 2018 the benefit of the doubt. But God's call on me is to be active, not reactive, not aggressive. It's going to be faith, not fear, that will make this year different. that will make this year different. Not our fear, our faith. Faith, hope and love which have survived, which will survive, abideth all three. When we're taking this new step into a new year, no matter what's been, faith, hope and love will make this one a good year. Amen.
Amen.